Hello everyone, my name is Mariam Mirafshar and today I'm your host. In this episode, we will be discussing the incredible potential of drone technologies. This podcast is part of the Erasmus-supported project fostering sustainable career paths for VET students in the emerging green and digital sectors through the introduction of drones technologies. We are honored to have Dr. Christian Janke, a leading expert in drone technology and founder of Drone Masters Academy in Berlin, as our guest today. Dr. Janke, welcome and thank you for joining us. Could you quickly describe your background and the reason for your interest in drone technology in the green industry?
Absolutely. Yeah, with great pleasure. So I'm one of the co-founders of the Drone Masters Academy and in academic teaching uncrewed systems drones for undergraduate students. So I have been working in the field of uncrewed systems and drones for more than 12 years. I came from manned aviation, and I think the application that is possible with drones are so widespread. That's why I find it very interesting to apply it to different fields of the industry, also the green industry. So to be able to help decrease the carbon footprint or to do better inspections is a great way to use drones. And that's why I'm very much interested in that as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And could you tell us which creative use of drone technology, in your opinion, has had a major influence on environmental issues?
So you can see a drone as a commodity to bring a sensor in the air, which is then giving you information about the environment. It can be something that has been used before with a helicopter, an airplane, or maybe with satellite. When you replace something from helicopter and an airplane to a drone, you can see that the carbon footprint is much, much lower. So this is a good influence for the environmental issues, for the utilization. And also you can address many environmental issues with drones by detecting oil spills, pollution, and manage, for example, wildland and vegetation in a different way.
Okay, perfect. And how can drone technology be successfully incorporated into VET programs to get the students ready for jobs in the green industry? And what job opportunities do you foresee in the drone industry?
So I always try to distribute it among two questions. First, you need to learn what is a drone by understanding the technology, the components, and everything associated to its function. You need to understand how to fly and operate the drone via a remote control or maybe a mission planner. And this is the first part. The second part is what can you do with the drone? That is the much bigger part, which is then evolving into aspects of the job opportunities, the second question. For example, piloting the drone, flying and gathering data. Second part would be to look at this data and do some analysis, post-processing, and help people to make good informed decisions about the environmental issues that are in place. So those would be some areas that are opportunities for jobs: drone piloting, software analytics, and obviously everything associated to the operation and regulation of drones as well.
Thank you so much for clarifying. And what fundamentals, abilities do you believe potential drone operators will require to be successful in the green employment market?
First of all, they need to be very proficient and experienced in using the drone in several use cases. So they need to have proficiency in terms of flight hours. So you should at least have 150 to 200 flight hours before you get to your first industrial client. So you need to train a lot. And from there, you need to understand also the regulatory side. Flying drones is always subject to regulation for data and privacy, for no-fly zones, and also for environmental protection. So you really need to be very, very affluent and understanding of the legal and regulatory constraints in order to be able to fly safe and legal.
Yeah, exactly. And could you give a brief illustration of a drone-based successful cross-sector collaboration?
Yeah, so when it comes to inspection, for example, let's say you have a provider of an infrastructure. It can be a chemical plant or someone who is operating a power station. They have been maybe doing their inspections in a conventional way, meaning they send workers out or they use planes and helicopters, but now they can use drones. And so these two areas can work together by achieving inspection goals for smart building projects or for building information modeling. And you can find these collaborations in many areas. Another one would be long-range infrastructure providers like power lines, pipelines, or train and railways. So they also need to have an understanding of the situation and the status. This can be also an excellent use case of drones as well.
Well, it seems that there are lots of opportunities for using drone technologies. And I have another question. To improve their drone training programs, what guidance would you provide with institutions?
So it should be something that does not only constitute the drone flying, but also the associated application and the sensor analytics. They're very, very important. So more than half of the work associated to drone piloting operations is associated with post-processing data analytics later. So the treatment and the application operation with the data is very important. They should work with experienced training organizations that are accredited by the state, that have a long-standing history of providing drone training, that have also experienced trainers and supervisors. And this, yeah, can be subject to many quality criteria, and they should really look thoroughly and select according to different principles, not only to price.
Thanks. And lastly, but not leastly, what drone technological advancements most excites you for the future?
I think when we look at the part of data analytics for the drone gathered data, artificial intelligence, which will help them to make good informed decisions. For example, selecting, identifying, and also counting or looking at different areas of interest when it comes to the inspection or the surveying part. So it's not necessary to do that all in manual labor on the screen. You could train a detector algorithm that helps you to look for anomalies, whatever that may be, you want to find. And that is also a very interesting, or for me, the most exciting part in the technological advancement in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Janke, for sharing your insight and expertise with us today. It has been enlightening to learn about how drones are creating sustainable solutions and the career paths they're opening for VET students. And thank you to our listeners. Once again, I should mention that this podcast is part of the Erasmus-supported project named Fostering Sustainable Career Paths for VET students in the emerging green and digital sectors through drone technologies. I hope this episode has been successful and helpful for you. Until the next episode, bye.